Hello and welcome to the AA podcast, the podcast of the American Academy of Advertising. The American Academy of Advertising fosters research that is relevant to the field and provides a forum for the exchange of ideas among its academic and professional members. At 3A's, scholars and professionals advance advertising knowledge and education around the world. For more information about 3A's, visit our website aasite.org, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I am your host, Hoyoung Anthony An, and I am an Associate Professor of Advertising in the Communication Division at Pepperdine University, Malibu, California. In today's episode of AA Podcast, we are featuring authors of 2019 Best Article Award for the Journal of Interactive Advertising, which is one of 3 peer-reviewed journals of the American Academy of Advertising. The paper is entitled Influencer Marketing: How Message Value and Credibility Affect Consumer Trust of Branded Content on Social Media. I am thrilled to welcome the paper's 2 authors, Chen Lo, an assistant professor in the Wee Kim Wee School of Communication and Information at Nanyang Technological University in Singapore, and Su-Pei Yuan, who is an assistant professor in the Department of Communication at Northern Illinois University. Welcome to AA Podcast. Can you briefly tell us what this paper is about?
This paper primarily addressed 2 basic questions, the how and what question, including what is a social media influencer, what is influencer marketing, and how does it affect consumer behavior. So basically in this paper, we offered a conceptualization of influencer marketing and social media influencer. And also we pinpointed the factors that contributed to the appeal of influencers, including 2 sets of factors, the message factor and the source credibility factors. And also we identified an underlying mechanism that explains this antecedent's role in downstream consumer behavior, including brand awareness and purchase intentions.
Second question is, what was your general motivation for conducting this research?
So we did this research, I think it was early 2017, right? So it was still, I think, a research-wide early stage of influencer studies, influencer marketing. So that time we were just really curious. We both of us using social media, Instagram account, were just curious to see so why do we want to buy things from them, or how do they present the products and try to build a relationship?
I was following this Instagram influencer, a dog personality, Loki the wolf dog on Instagram. So I was obsessed with this personality for a while. He has more than 2 million followers, and this inspired me to make my dog an influencer at one point. So I was following, a bunch of YouTubers and others, and then it struck me that the influencer marketing shares some commonality with a celebrity endorsement. However, they're fundamentally different. In each strategy, the marketers are in the hope of transferring the desirable qualities of endorsers to campaign outcomes. However, we notice that influencers are different. They are essentially content generators, and they curate and disseminate valuable content to attract following. Whereas the celebrities, they just gain their fame because they have theatrics, they can sing, act, or perform.
What were the study results?
We predict the factors related to source credibility does contribute positively to the whole process of processing messages from influencer.
One of the dimensions of source credibility, the trustworthiness, was negatively related to purchase intentions. So we explored and we justified that it may be because we know we are being influenced, so we can discount the source cue on purpose.
Later, we did a study to try to explore whether some kind of parasocial relationship was developed in this whole process, and we found this again. So maybe it's because, like, once we develop some kind of parasocial relationship, I trust you so much, now you start to talk about product with me. So it started to kind of like a backfire a little bit, or like we don't have a very like solid explanation for this yet, but maybe during this process there's something happened that trustworthiness start to now become a positive indicator of like product brand awareness or product interest.
What do you think makes your paper an award winner?
I believe there are different factors or several factors at play. The first one, as mentioned by Shu-Pei, it's about timing and topic. This study was conducted 3 years ago. So at that time, there were not many studies directly about like on influencer marketing, like explicating its impact on consumer behavior directly. Another thing, and I think it plays a bigger role, is the rigor of the Journal of Interactive Advertising. The editors and the reviewers, they have really high standard for what is published there, and they give us these very critical yet very constructive and valuable suggestions. And lastly, we really want to thank the readers, our enthusiastic readers. The enormous readership really blows our mind.
What 3 words best describe your research?
Because this is about influencers, right? So I would use the same 3 words that can describe influencers. Organic meaning that this bridges empirical question and empirical investigation and interests with theory building. Second word is relatable, because I guess most of us, or at least majority of us, have purchased something because of an influencer's recommendation. And the last one is fun to read. It's fun. It's a fun topic, fun to read.
So give us some like general idea. What is your favorite summer activity or pet or any summer beverages that cooling you down and then make you able to more study,
Well, we started a quarantine, I think, in the US from March. So for the first 3 months, it was cooking, definitely helped. But after the quarantine 15, if you know what I'm talking about, I started to think, no, I can't do cooking anymore. So I'm trying to do some gardening.
My favorite activity, just maybe grocery shopping and painting.
Yeah, Chen was doing some really good painting. I saw that.
My favorite drink is there is a drink offered in our canteens here in Singapore. It's called ABC drink. It's made of apple, beets, and carrots. So you may also want to try that.
What are your tactics or coping tips, for research during this quarantine?
Well, I think the important thing I learned through this whole time period is to be flexible with yourself and also with your collaborators. I have collaborators who have very young kids at home, so they are pretty much doing 2 jobs.
I guess most researchers may need to reorient their research to online studies.
Is there anything you would like to add or say to AAA?
So we really appreciate this opportunity so we can either promote our research more or at least get more people to know more about this.
I'm happy to see this trend is still growing and it's attracting more attention from the community. And we also want to thank the JIA committee and also the publisher for making this an open access paper. Another thing I want to thank, again, I think we forgot to mention in the article, we want to thank the reviewers, our reviewers and the editor for their constructive suggestions. And of course, our readers, our avid and enthusiastic readers, we really appreciate your support. Last but not least, I want to thank my school, my university and my school for the financial support and for the emotional support.
Thank you guys so much for your time and willingness to participate in this interview, and then your responses and the way that you interact within this podcast, as well as your research and then the content of research and anything that you shared will be a valuable asset for AAA and AAA members. So